welcome back, boys and girls. So we just got done with Mr. Seahorse. So again, it's Wednesday, and this was our book for today, all about Mr. Seahorse carrying those baby seahorse in his pouch and meeting those other sea creatures along the way that where the males also carry the eggs or the babies on them. So lovely, lovely story. And so today we're going to make our Seahorse Craft. So here's all the things that you need to get out of your bag for today. All right, so you will need this seahorse on the white paper. You will need your large blue piece of paper. You will need this green paper with the squiggly lines, okay? You will need your scissors and your Elmer or your glue stick and your Elmer's glue and this fun bag of sequins. And you will need your paintbrush with a paper towel, and then you want to put some water in this because that's where you're going to wash your brush, and your watercolor paints. Now my watercolor paints look a little bit different than yours. Yours come in that long container that says Crayola on it with all the different colors. These are my watercolors. They're just in squares instead, okay? So these are all the things that you will need for today's project. So go ahead and put it on pause and go ahead and gather up all those things so you have them all ready to go, okay? All right, then come right back and push play. All right, so hopefully you have now, oops, sorry about my hand, found all the things that you need. So Mrs. McAdams is going to get her camera ready. This takes a little finagling, which is the word I like to use, meaning trying to get something figured out and trying some different things. Okay, ooh, I think I like that because now you can see really well. All right, I'm coming around. Here I come, here I come. All right, so like with our other crafts, there's a couple parts to this. So we're gonna make our own beautiful, beautiful seahorse. And there we go, there's all that beautiful color that Eric Carle uses. So a lot of the ways that he would make the pictures in his book is he would make them using something called collage. So he would paint different sheets of paper, different colors, and then cut shapes out and make the things, the creatures or the caterpillars or the things in his book out of those pieces of paper. Really interesting way. So we're gonna make some beautiful seahorses today. So we get to start this process first. Well, you can put the green one to the side, and the blue one we're not gonna use right away, but you could lay your white one on top of that blue one in order to keep things protected underneath. So first thing we're gonna actually use today is our paints, okay? So we're also gonna put the sequins to the side and the scissors. And so I'm gonna move my paints over here. I need my brush and my paper towel. I like to fold up into a couple different folds to make almost like a square or a rectangle, like a neck. So it's kind of thick. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that when I get my brush wet, I'm gonna dab it in there. Oh, I forgot. The other thing you're gonna need is that one other big fun googly eye, okay? All right, so you'll notice on here and in the pictures of this book how beautifully different colors, beautifully colored Mr. Seahorse is. You see he's got blue and green and pink and orange and yellow and all these beautiful rainbow colors. And then you'll also notice he's got lots and lots of little spots and dots all over him, doesn't he? He's got a fin here and these little sort of spiky fins that go all the way around him. And again, as we see him and the other seahorse in the picture, we see how beautiful he is with all those different colors. So we're gonna make ours the same way. We're gonna make it all different colors, okay? So this is where you get to decide. Now, when you're using the watercolor paints, okay, if you want the color to be really bright, then you use less water, more paint. But if you want the color to be a little bit more pale, you would use more water, less paint. So I'll show you what I mean. So when you use watercolors, in fact, I'm gonna lay mine on top of my paper towel, then I can dab. All right, can you see that okay? All right, I'm gonna go around and check the camera just to make sure. Hold on one second. Going back here. Oh, perfect. You can see my paint and my coat. Okay, great. All right. So we need to make our beautiful colorful. Again, you can make it look just like the one on here, or you can decide how you want it to look. Now we want to start with one color at a time, and then we want to wash the brush between colors. Otherwise they'll mix up, okay? So let's say I want to start with blue, okay? So I'm going to dip my brush into the water, and then I'm going to just brush it over the surface of my blue. And what you can see happen, and I'm rubbing it quite a bit. That may be a little hard for you to see. I'm going to pick up my little tray. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to decide where I would like mine to be blue. I'm not going to do it exactly like that picture. Maybe I'd say I like a little bit of blue on my tail. Ooh, look at that. Now you can see I didn't use a lot of water, just a little bit, and I got a really beautiful bright blue, didn't I? And so we're going to try really hard to stay in the lines, because we are going to cut this seahorse out. But kind of like our chameleon, we're not going to be getting probably inside that little hole right there unless moms and dads are okay helping us do that. And we may not go in and out of these. We'll see how moms and dads want to help us with that cutting. Okay, now if it starts to dry up, I can do a little bit more, and your water's going to get a little color. I can dab it on here. Ooh, look, I like the way that looks. And I can do a little more blue. And I can kind of decide how far down I want the blue to go, right? Because you can see some of the colors start and stop. Here his tail is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors. So I like that for the blue. And then I'm going to rub a little bit more blue on here. And then I think I'm going to do a couple of these little spikes maybe in blue. Ooh, that's fun. What do you think of that? And you just dab lightly with these brushes. I'm going to do a little more water. Get that blue a little bit more wet. Ooh, I've got some nice blue. Now watch, this blue might be a little bit more pale. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's when I spread it out more with the brush, it gets a little lighter. So I think I'm gonna make that part of the stomach. When I run out of color, I just go back to the pad. Blue. Okay. I think I like that. Okay, so now since I want to switch colors, I need to really rub that brush into the water and then tap it on the paper towel. Now, can you see? Nothing came off, right? That means I've washed all the color out, and now I can get it wet again and choose my next color. So I think for my next color, I'm going to do, I'm gonna do some purple. So same thing, I'm gonna get the purple wet. Let me back that up so you can see my paint. All right, I'm gonna just move it all around, and here I'm going to decide where do I want purple to be. So maybe I'll keep going on the tail, and I'll do some purple going down along the tail. See how that purple is very light? I'm going to go back, not as much water, because when I use less water, ooh, see how the purple gets darker when I don't use as much water? Oh my, I love that. What a beautiful purple color. What do you think? And then right here, I can sort of just blend the two together. I don't want to go up too far into the blue, like that, right? And then, again, I'm going to do a little bit more purple. Maybe I'll do some of these, more of these purple. Ooh, yes, that's fun. And you just have to kind of dab, dab, dab a little bit on those small parts. Maybe I'll do a few more purple. All right. And then I might do some more purple in his body somewhere. I'm gonna do a little bit more water, tap, tap it. A little more water on the purple. It's a small brush, so it's takes a while to cover some of the area. So I think I'm gonna just make a nice purple area on him, maybe down here. Oh, see, now I'm running, when I start to run out of paint, and it's a little more water, a little more paint. And you'll notice I'm just going slowly and taking my time. I'm having those two colors blend together a little bit, like that. Okay? All right, what do you think? And hold it up. All right, and again, you get to decide wherever you want to put the colors, it's up to you. All right, so let's wash our brushes. Tap, tap it on the paper towel. Look, see? Oh, it's all clear. So a little bit of water, and now I think I'm going to try some orange. All right, so same way we did it before. A little bit more water. Get that orange, rub that brush around in that orange. then decide where you'd like the orange to be. So maybe I'll go up here and give him an orange nose. Oh, there we go. See the orange? There we go, I like that. I'm gonna get a little more on there. Oh, a little more water, a little more paint. Ah, see, then I can really spread it. The more water I put on it, the more it spreads. There we go. Okay, there we go. Maybe I'll do a little more on his head. All right, a little more water, a little more paint. Maybe I'll do his whole head orange, or most of it. Again, this is where you get to decide any colors you want. Always a little more, when you start to run out of paint, a little more water, a little more paint, and then just blend. Okay? Oh, I like that. All right, and then I think, I like how he has this bright orange one, orange fin. I think I'm gonna make mine the same way. I may come back with some red and put some red on it. Oops. There we go. And using it kind of like a pencil or a marker. Really careful and slow. Okay, so we're gonna keep going like this, boys and girls. So again, wash it off. Anytime you wanna change colors, always wash and tap your brush, okay? All right, so I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep painting mine. You wanna fill in the whole seahorse, and then I'll come back when mine is done, and then we're gonna have to let them dry. And while they're drying, we're gonna start doing a few other things to get ready, okay? All right, so I'm gonna put this on pause. I'm gonna finish painting mine. You go ahead and paint yours, and then come back to the video when you're done painting, okay? All right. All right, boys and girls, let's see how yours turned out. All right, so I finished painting mine. So I made mine all kinds of beautiful different colors. I had so much fun. I had purples and pinks and blues and yellows. And you might have found as you were doing this that when certain colors mixed together, they made new colors, didn't they? Isn't that fun? So here is mine. So it's still a little bit wet, so I'm gonna stick it to the side to dry for a couple more minutes. I'm gonna move this back and put this over here. All right, so we're not gonna use this quite yet, but pretty soon. All right, the next thing we're gonna do, if you get out this green piece of paper, and you'll need a pair of scissors for this, and so you're gonna see some squiggly lines on this. And so what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking our scissors and we're gonna be cutting along each of those lines. 1 and 2 squiggly line and 3 squiggly line. So when we're done, we're actually gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 green strips, okay? So this is great practice because you will be doing a lot of cutting in pre-K. We cut out a lot of different things. We do a lot of projects where we cut and paste and glue, okay? So always starting at the bottom, have your scissors in your hand, and if you need some help, moms and dads can help you get the right grip on your scissors, okay? And we always, when we cut, we wanna cut away from ourselves, right? So if you're cutting this direction with the scissors pointing this way, you don't ever wanna turn the scissors and come this way because you could hurt yourself, okay? Now the nice thing about cutting up like this is we don't really have to turn the paper, right, too much. So you can decide which line you'd like to start on. I always start over on the right side. And so just start at the very bottom and you're gonna cut along and then you just kind of go along the curves. And you'll notice I'm doing short, slow cuts. Because if we take our time and do small, slow cuts, we will come out with a very nice curved line. And when you get to the end, boop, you'll have one piece like this, okay? All right, now I'm gonna go to the next line. Same thing, I'm gonna start at the bottom. I'm gonna hold it here so you can kind of see this as I go. I'm gonna keep cutting that. There we go. There we are. Ba-ba. And there we go. last one. Yeah, just make sure you watch your fingers when you're doing this. Up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay, now when you're done, let's count and check. You should have 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now when you lay them out, you'll notice you'll have 2 of them that have straight edges on them. Do you see those 2? Okay, there's this one, and you should have another one. All right, so these 2, you're gonna line up on the side of your paper. Now, this is actually seaweed. Do you remember in the book, let me show you, in the pictures where Mr. Seahorse goes out and starts meeting some of the other friends, we have these fun pages here that were sort of clear. I like the transparency I used to make the chameleon, right? But they had color on them, and then they were flipped over, so he's hiding behind the seaweed. All of these pictures have some fun seaweed and those squigglies in the picture. So we're gonna add our own seaweed, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue this on the paper. So we're gonna start with the strips that have the straight parts, because we're gonna choose one, and we're gonna just place it where we want it on each side. Now, if you want the seaweed to be higher or you want it to be down low, this is where the bottom of your ocean would be here on the sand. That's up to you, okay? So maybe if you're lining them all up, and then the other pieces, you can kind of put however you'd like. Maybe up higher, maybe one down low, maybe in between. Maybe you like that one up a little, that one up a little, this one all the way down. You decide. It's your picture, you get to decide. Okay, and then once you have them where you like them, maybe this one a little bit bigger. There, that's kind of fun, because seaweed's never all the same height, is it? It's always kind of different heights. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to take your glue stick, take that lid off. Hopefully you remember to turn your glue down. If you did, you'll want to turn it back up. You can use Elmer's for this too, not just a glue stick. Okay, so we're going to have to turn each one over. Put a nice amount of glue all the way down on the strip. Always onto the strip, because that way then we will turn it over and we'll try to line it up along the edge of the paper and then press it down with your fingers. Ta-da! Okay, sorry about that. My video got interrupted. Okay, so we're gluing our strips on. So I had one glued on. I'm going to glue this one here, and I'm going to glue this other one on the edge. I've got to turn it this way. And again, you can do them at different heights or however you're comfortable. There's some. And we're going to put a little glue on this one, like that. And again, you get to kind of pick how close together you want them, or far apart, or up or down, however you want. And then we're going to put our seahorse on top of our seaweed. So maybe I'll make this one all the way up. That's kind of fun. Okay. Okay, so now you're going to need your grown-ups to help you with this part. We're going to go ahead and try to cut out this seahorse. Now, we do realize there's lots of little pieces along this seahorse and tricky places to cut. So you can have your grown-up help you cut this out, or you could just kind of cut right around it, leaving the white around the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and do this part while we're chatting. So while your grown-up is helping you with this cutting, and again, if you're doing it, great. That's fantastic if you want to try it yourself. So we're just going to keep turning the paper, right, not the scissors. And we're going to get around this. And you guys can probably do a good portion of this. You just have to cut slow and careful, like we normally say. When I get up here to this corner, now I'm going to stop, and I'm going to need to turn my seahorse this way and slide my scissors in. All right, now the fun part is once we get this seahorse cut out, we are going to need a couple of things. So if your grown-up's helping you cut this while you're waiting, would you get your Elmer's glue and your googly eye and your fun little bag of sequins? And you could start pulling out a handful of those and picking out some colors you might want, because you see all these little dots on that seahorse? We're going to use the sequins to make all of those spots on our seahorse. Okay? All right, so I'm going to keep cutting mine. And again, you can kind of decide if you're going to go in around all of these little ones, or if you're just going to kind of cut around them like this. All right, so grown-ups, you can decide whatever's easier for you. Either way will look great. So if you want to just cut down this way and then around and over the tail, that is totally fine. You can decide. And remember, boys and girls, at any time you need some more time to do something, you just put the video on pause and then come right back where we left off. All right, so now if you want to do it like this and leave this part and you put it on here, if you don't like the white, you can certainly color that in blue if you want to look like water. Or if you want to, and if your grown-up wants to, you can certainly cut in and around all of those little spikes. Although I do realize that can be a lot of work, but can look super cute if you want to go in there and cut each of those little spikes. So parents and caregivers, that's completely up to you with how you want to do this. I realize that cutting in between can take a lot of extra time. So let's keep going along there. Okay, so that's completely up to you. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna put this on pause for just a second. Well, actually, no, I'm just gonna keep cutting. All right, so boys and girls, you wanna grab your glue. Now, the first glue that we're going to use is the glue stick, and we're gonna glue our seahorse onto the blue paper. And then here's where you get to decide where you would like your seahorse to be. Down low? Is your seahorse going to be up high? If you remember one of the pictures of the seahorse we had, the seahorse was upside down. Do you remember that? Let's see if I can find that picture. That was when he met, which one was it? I think it was, which friend was it? Do you remember where he was upside down? Oh, it was Mr. Curtis, the Curtis fish. So if you would like yours to be upside down on your paper, you could do that too. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so I'm going to put it on pause a second, and I'm going to finish cutting, and then I'll be back. Make sure you have your sequins and your eyeball and your glue ready to go. Okay? All right. Okay, so my Mr. Seahorse is all cut out. And so now I'm going to put glue on the back. Now it's a pretty thick paper, like that. So we're going to want to use a good amount of glue from our glue stick. I need to turn mine up a little bit more. We're really going to layer it on there so that we make sure this seahorse gets glued on really well. Here we go, here we go, here we go. All right. Okay. It's going to curl a little bit. Now, here's where you decide where you'd like to have him. Where do you want him? Or do you want him to be upside down? You decide. I'm going to put mine, I think, right here. I like that. And then I am going to press it down, smooth it out. And anywhere that's still sticking up, I'm going to add some extra glue because this thick paper, sometimes hard to get it to stay down. Now, all these little spikies, I didn't put glue on them because I thought it might be fun if I kind of turn them up a little bit like this. They kind of stick out on his body. Thought that might be kind of fun. So if you've cut yours out, you're welcome to do that, or you can glue them flat, whatever way you like. All right, so let's turn our glue down. There we go. All right, now we'll need our Elmer's glue. Let's open that up. Mine sometimes gets that layer on the top that clogs it up. All right. Oh, this is looking so nice, isn't it? All right, now we're going to use these sequins for another project. So you don't want to use all the sequins. So you can take out kind of a handful or a pinch full of them. I'm going to lay mine out on the table here like this. Then I can see all the fun colors. All right, so like our seahorse here, this seahorse needs all those nice little dots. Look, they're all over. Aren't they awesome? All right, so this is where you get to decide where you'd like to have dots on your seahorse, okay? Now, before we do that, let's get the eye and put the eye on. That way we'll know where we want our eye to be. So here's where the seahorse has an eye. So again, like we did for our chameleon, we're gonna hold the eye. We're gonna put glue on, a good amount, but not too much that it runs off. And then you're going to place your eye where you'd like your eye to be. I like it right about there. And if you have some magic markers or crayons close by, you can make a little mouth. You see a little mouth on here? And this is where you get to decide the shape of the mouth and if you want it to be a smile or what color you want it to be. I think I'm going to make it in black. So little seahorse has a mouth here. So mine's going to have a little smile. I always like happy faces. Okay, now the last part is you get to decide where to put the sequins. Okay, so here's the best way to do that. So you pick up one of these sequins and you make a small dot of glue. Small one, you don't want a big one or else the glue squirts out everywhere. So I think I want to do a dot right here. Okay, and I'm going to bring this up close so you can see it. It's not very big, is it? See that? And when I hold it up, it doesn't run. If it runs, that means I put too much on there. And then I'm going to just take I'm going to put this back down. I'm going to take my sequin. I'm just going to gently tap it onto the glue, and look at that. It stays right on there, okay? All right, so now you can decide how many of these and which colors you'd like to use. Like the silver one, ooh, that shows up really well in the blue. So I'm going to put a little dot of blue, or a little dot of glue, and put this silver one, and just tap it, doop, give it a little tap. Oh, isn't that fun? All right, so go ahead and decide the colors. You can use all the same color, you can use different colors, and you want to go ahead and put some dots, some spots on your seahorse. So have fun with this and decide how many you'd like to have on there and what colors, okay? And then a little bit of dot and a sequin, and then a dot and a sequin. If you put all dots on with glue, by the time you put the sequins on, some of them might get dried up. So you want to make sure that you put the dot and then the sequin. All right, oh, don't forget the tail. There's some fun things on here. Dot, ooh, a blue one. Do you have a blue one in your bag, boys and girls? These are beautiful, look at those. All right, I've got a lot of nice red ones. I'm gonna use some more. Oh, here's a pink one. Okay, so put your dots and your glue. Ooh, silver ones. Ooh, silver's fun. Are you finding some fun colors? Oh, I can't wait to see what yours looks like. Little dot, little glue. Okay, I don't see any dots on the little spikies, but definitely on here. And then this has some stripes on it, so we'll get to that if you want to make stripes on there. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do a little dot here and a little glue. All right, then I'm going to step back and kind of take a look and see. I think I want a few more. What do you think? Okay. I don't want to cover it with too many, but enough that it looks fun and sort of sparkly, huh? I don't have a lot of green ones. I'm going to do another green. I'm trying to pick the colors where they really stand out, right? Instead of blending in. I think I need one down here. Okay. And I like one on the belly over here, right where that pouch would be, where those babies were. Do you remember that? So what do you think? I can't wait to see yours. So fun. I think I'm going to add one more up here. Here we go. Nope, I actually think I want the blue one. I like the blue one. Okay. Oh, having trouble picking that blue one up. There we go. I think I'm going to do the blue one over here. Voila. Oh, I like it a lot. What do you think? Super fun. Okay. So now we're done with all the materials. Now here's the fun part, where if you would like to add some extra things to your picture. So this is where you can get your magic markers or your crayons, and you can draw other things on this paper. So if you would like to use a brown, let's see if I have I do have a brown magic marker. And if you would like to color in some sand at the bottom of your paper, maybe, oh, maybe some sand, because there's usually sand at the bottom of the ocean. So maybe your sand kind of looks like that, or sand could be a lot of little dots, right? All right, so if you want to add some sand, you can do that. And then you think about what are some other things you could draw in your picture that might be in the ocean with Mr. Seahorse. Some of those things might be the fun creatures that we saw in the book, right? We saw the lionfish, and we saw the trumpet fish, and we saw the stickleback, right? And we saw the lionfish, didn't we? And we saw Mr. Tilapia, right? And there's some more seaweed. Then the leaf fish. So if you want to draw some of those friends in and amongst your seaweed, you can. Or maybe there's something else in the ocean that you like that you might want to draw. So maybe you might draw a little jellyfish. Oh, that might be fun, right? So you can take your crayons or you can take your magic markers and draw a jellyfish. So if I think about that, jellyfish is sort of like a half a circle with a squiggly bottom, and then it has long little tentacles going down, right? And sometimes little dots on the surface, right? So you can decide what kind of other sea creatures or plants or things that you might find in the ocean. I want you to go ahead and add those if you'd like to. If not, if your seahorse is done, fantastic. And then I cannot wait to bring these to the Zoom tomorrow on Thursday, and we'll get to see everybody's beautiful seahorses. Can't wait. And I'm going to do a little more on mine. So I'll show you mine tomorrow, and it'll be a surprise. Okay? All right. Enjoy, boys and girls. And then I'll see you tomorrow for the very busy spider. Okay? Have a good day.